Okay, we're holding over here in the Orchos Yosher in ZERIZUS in ALACRITY, and he quotes over here the Gemara that says, Amar Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. Shlomo Melech says that at all times your garments, your clothing should be lavanecha, they should be white. What does it mean that your clothing should always be white? So the Gemara says, Mashal Melech shezivan es avadav l'suda. It's a mashal, a parable to a king who invited his servants to a suda, to a meal. He didn't tell them when it's going to start. But he told a few of his servants, I'm inviting you for a meal. When it's going to happen, it's going to happen. So the wise ones of his servants, they took a shower, they anointed themselves, they put on some nice clothing. The Yosher Pesach Beis HaMelech, and they came and they sat by the gate or by the doorway of the king's palace, waiting for the suda to start. They said, Klum chasel Beis HaMelech, is the king lacking anything? If he wants to make a meal right now, I'm sure that if King Charles wanted to make a meal tonight, he'll make a meal tonight. So the moment that he wants to make the meal, he doesn't lack any servants, he doesn't lack any chefs in the kitchen, he doesn't lack any plates, he doesn't lack a caterer, everything could go immediately. Tipshin sheben, however, the foolish ones of his servants, hochel malachtan, they went to their work. They said, Klum yesh suda b'loy tarach, is there such a thing as a meal that comes just like that? Nobody makes a chasana in 1 hour. If the king said he's going to make a suda, so probably it's going to be tomorrow. So let's go to work, and when he announces tomorrow what day it's going to be, we'll get ourselves ready. Says the Gemara, B'pisaim bikesh hamelech es havadav. Suddenly the king said, here, come, the suda is beginning, the meal is beginning. So the wise ones who got themselves ready, they walked into the meal, they were dressed nicely, they were showered, they were clean, they were ready to go. However, the foolish ones who went out into the fields to go to work, when they heard the king's message, come on in, the meal's beginning, they walked in, their clothes were filthy, they were sweaty, they were dirty. Can't imagine. Samach HaMelech likras pichin. The king rejoiced when he saw the wise servants who understood that the king can act in a moment, and they came in all ready for the meal. V'kaz likras tipshin, but he was angry when he saw the foolish ones. Omar, he said, Halalu shekishtu as atzman l'seuda. Those servants who got themselves ready immediately for the meal, let them yeshli v'yoich, let them come and sit and eat and enjoy. Halalu shaloi kishtu as atzman l'seuda, and those who did not prepare, who went out into the fields and went to work, ya'amdu v'yiru, let them stand and just watch everybody else sitting in the room eating over here. So that's the mashal that the Gemara that Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai says to this verse over here. That there are those who realize that the king is always ready to go, and therefore they also are always ready to go. And there are those who think things take time, so I'll do other stuff, and then I'll get to the king's business. Chasana shel Rabbi Meir mishum Rabbi Meir Amar. So the son-in-law of Rabbi Meir said in the name of his father-in-law Rabbi Meir, Af heinirin kemishamshin. And he said that if you look at this parable, he says that it looks like the foolish, the servants that were the tipshin, that they were foolish. It's near in kemishamshin. At least they came to the meal. They're by the table. They're doing stuff. Ela elu ve'elu yoishin halalu eichlim halalu re'evin. However, everybody's sitting by the table. Some of them are eating, the ones that are wise, and halalu re'evin, the other ones are starving. Halalu shaisin, those that were smart, they are able to drink. Halalu tzamein, the other ones are thirsty. Shenema, like it says in the pasuk, Koyma Hashem. Hashem says, Hine avada yechelu ve'atem tirovu. My servants will eat, and the rest of you will be hungry. Hine avada yishtu, my servants will drink, ve'atem titzmo, and you will be thirsty. Hine avada yoreinu mitayv leiv, ve'atem titzaku mikav leiv. My servants are going to be able to sing from all the gladness they have in their heart, but you are going to cry out from the heartache that you have inside. So says Chaim Kanievsky, quoting the Gemara over here in Shabbos, that a person has to know that there's nothing that is holding HaKadosh Baruch Hu back from giving us whatever He wants and having everything ready when He wants it to be ready. Just like HaKadosh Baruch Hu can have the Seudah ready in an instant, so the midah of ZERIZUS is that I'm always ready myself to be there as a servant of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. If Hashem has to wait for us, and that's really the next thing that he quotes over here from the Gemara in Brachas, the Gemara says, "V'amru Talmid Chacham al yikanes be'achron lebeis hamidrash mishum dekar le'pashei va'atzel." A Talmid Chacham, which I would imagine in our generation that the handful of people that we have that are coming to shul, you have to look at yourself as the tremendous responsibility that if a person comes late, they say, Paishei va'atzel, he's a negligent person, va'atzel, and he's lazy. So if you, in a place like this, where everybody sees coming and going and everything like that, we have to take advantage of the opportunities that we have. We have to be ZERIZUS, we have to do things as quickly as we possibly can. We have to enter at the right time, we leave at the right time, we do the mitzvahs at the right time, we don't wait, we don't delay, because Kodesh Baruch Hu doesn't wait and delay, he's always ready on the moment. And again, as we mentioned, that we're learning these ideas because Elul is going very fast. You know that Rosh Hashanah is in 2 weeks. You know that, right? 2 weeks, Mark. In 2 weeks it'll be Rosh Hashanah. That means in 2 weeks we'll be gathering over here and sitting in our seats, and the shofar will be blowing, and we'll say, how did that happen? How did Rosh Hashanah get here so fast? And the answer is that we're getting ready during the month of Elul. When a person gets ready during the month of Elul for Rosh Hashanah, so when Rosh Hashanah comes, we're ready to be able to go and engage in the great service of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The Melech, he is the king in this mashal, and if we prepare ourselves and we're dressed appropriately, not just in the clothing, but in the lavush haruchni, in the spiritual garments that we're supposed to wear, then Be'ez Hashem, the doorways to the palace of the king will be open for us, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu will open up the books of life and sign and seal all of us there for a good year to come. Be'ez Hashem.